But listen, today is about Uber taxes, okay? Now, let me just tell you right off the rip, I'm not getting ready to regurgitate the same stuff that y'all have seen or may have not seen on YouTube, because I've watched all of those videos. Yes, I've taken 45 minutes out of my life and I've watched those videos to see what they were giving you and what they were not giving you, okay? So I do want to say that not all the videos are crappy. I do want to give a shout out to Harry over at the Rideshare Guy. He's got some pretty good tax information, so I'm going to list that in one of my resource videos that I'm going to give you at the end of this. But the rest of that stuff, I don't really know. But so you guys know, when I give you a video, I'm going to bring to the table something that no one has showed you before, something that is very, very valuable, something that will keep you being a simple driver, okay? So you guys know that I make a ton of money with Uber, but how am I keeping that money in my pocket? How am I filing my taxes? How am I preparing for taxes, right? How am I getting ready, or how do I track my expenses for deductions and all that stuff, right? So let's get into that. Number one, I file all my taxes up under an umbrella. So I have my main company. I told you this is not my only business. You guys know I'm a photographer and all that stuff. So I have my main company, and it's an LLC. And under that LLC, I have the simple driver. And you say, "How, Calvin? How do you do that?" Well, what you do is, once you have an LLC, you can file for what they call fictitious names or whatever, or you can file for, you know, like a DBA, which is doing business as. You can register that business as DBA, okay? Now, right off the rip, I want to let you know that I'm getting ready to give you some golden nuggets, but let me say first, okay, for legal purposes, I am not a CPA, I am not a bookkeeper. So the information that I'm giving to you is just information. You can choose to use it or not, but I promise you it's really good. Okay, here we go. Let's get down to it, all right? So if you cannot afford a CPA or bookkeeper, which is what I have. The reason I have is I have one company that I started 10 years ago, and I have another company that I'm part of that started 15 years ago, okay? So I have a little bit of knowledge about how to file taxes as a business owner. So I'm gonna help you guys out with that today. But if you cannot afford a CPA or bookkeeper, let's talk about the inexpensive way to do it, which is, you know, using something like TurboTax, Intuit, a QuickBooks, or SherpaShare or something like that, you know, to kind of keep up with your bookkeeping and tracking your expenses and stuff like that, okay? Now, I have my Evernote here, and you're going to see me kind of looking at it, because whenever I do a video, I want to make sure that I hit all the points that I need to hit, because it's important. Okay, here we go. All right, so tracking your expenses. All right, let's get to my two favorite tools. If you don't have these tools, then you are tripping, okay? I'm trying to cover up the numbers on it, okay? All right, so listen, this is my Uber gas card. This is the Partners Reward gas card. They call it Fleet Card, whatever you want to call it. But this is important because this is how I track all of my gas expenses when it comes down to being an Uber driver. Remember that digital footprint I was talking about in the other video? This one leaves a very large digital footprint for what you use in gas consumption for your vehicle. And the reason that I really like this is not only does it track my gas, but it forces me to track my mileage, okay? And I'm not talking about mileage because I got another app that tracks mileage, but before you can even use this card, you have to put in the mileage of your vehicle at the time that you're using it, and then you put in a code, and then you can use it. So not only am I getting the amount of money that I spend in gas, but I know at what mile marker I spent that gas. This is invaluable. I love it. Now this card right here is the Uber Black card, okay? Not the type of black card that Jay-Z has. Stop it. We're Uber drivers. You don't qualify for that type of black card. Knock it off, okay? This is just a regular black card, okay? But I love this because this card right here allows me to track my expenses for my Uber business. Yes, that's right. Let me tell you how this works. If I was to go out here and make $300 today, right? I can take that $300 and push it to this card immediately. And when I say immediately, let me go a step further. The first ride, if I take the first ride and it's 12 bucks, the minute that I can see that $12 in my app, I can look at it, I can take it and push it to this card immediately. That's very special for me, okay? So $200-300 a day, I go out here and make it, I can push it to this card right away. But the other reason I like to do that is because it allows me to track very efficiently what I'm spending with as for my Uber business. Now, if I'm going to take the money and use it for some other stuff or whatever, then I just let it go to my bank account. But if I'm going to use it to buy something for my business, then I push it to this card right here so that I can track it. Digital footprints. If you do not have these two cards, the gas card or the Uber debit card, you are tripping, okay? These are invaluable tools. All right, next thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Mile IQ app, because you've heard me mention that in my 20 essential items that you need as an Uber driver, right? The Mile IQ app. Let me tell you why this is special. It just doesn't track mileage. Uber tracks your mileage, guys, but let me tell you why this is different. Uber tracks the mileage only when you have a customer in your vehicle, right? That's when they start tracking your mileage. This tracks your mileage anytime your vehicle moves, period, okay? And you can classify that ride, those miles, as either personal or business. So you see here, well, you can't see here, but just trust me, it says it. So from the house to South Terminal Parkway, because I told you guys, when I turn my app on, I have my Waze favorites workplace set for the airport, okay? So you can see I left the house and went to the airport. $3 potential write-off. I just literally swipe that over to the right here and classify that as business. It's as simple as that. And you just go through and classify your miles. I love this thing. But let me tell you why it's different from Uber, okay? I'm a business owner, okay? And just because I'm not riding someone in my vehicle Uber doesn't mean that I'm not talking about business, doesn't mean I'm not talking about Uber. I may go 25 miles or 30 miles or 15 miles into the city to meet up with some other Uber drivers just to kick it, to talk about business, or I may be going down there to coach somebody because somebody's taking me up on some coaching or something like that. So I'm talking about business, and I need to track those miles on my vehicle that I'm putting on it when I go do that. Uber's not going to do it. My Mile IQ does it, and that's Mile IQ, MILEIQ, okay? So get that app, because trust me, it will help you save a lot of money when it comes to your mileage. Now, speaking of mileage, some of you you've been hustling backwards. And what I mean by that is, if you've been an Uber driver, then probably the only thing that you've ever written off is your mileage, and you know stuff like your water for the spraying, the washing your car, and the cleaning and deep upholstery and all that, which is fine. That's a good start. But let me elevate you. Let me bring you up to the next level, okay? Remember I talked to you about websites? There's that website again. Calvin, why you keep talking to us about websites? Because it's so much money. The other videos I was talking to you about the websites for making money, right? Of course, I told you there's a ton of money in that with your referrals, business to business, business to consumer, okay, advertising, all that stuff. So that's making money. But what about protecting you and saving you money? Well, let's talk about it, okay? Let's start it off here. Number one, when you have a website, you now have extended your Uber business from just driving to being a blogger. Blogger, that means that I have some tax things, some additional tax deductions and things that I can write off as a blogger. Well, let's talk about it. Number one, if you were to go out, right, let's just say you were going out to have dinner with, your best friend who didn't know that you was an Uber driver, by the way, okay? So you go out to have dinner with your best friend and you're like, yo, I'm gonna take you to dinner. I haven't seen you in a long time, man. Let's go out, right? And you go out. As a just driving for Uber, right? They may ask you, so what you been doing lately, whatever. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I'm messing around with Uber, driving for Uber a little bit or whatever. Cool. Maybe you can't write that information off. That meal off if you pay for it. But let me show you how you surely can. As when you have a website and they ask you about it, guess what? You pull your website up on your phone, okay? And you say, you know what? Let me actually text you my address, okay? And once you text that, you can screenshot that. Now you have a digital footprint. Oh, I'm for sure picking up this bill now because we're talking about business. I'm writing that off. That is a business expense. Now let's go deeper into it, okay? Talking about owning that website. As a website owner, okay, understand that it affords me things like, there's a reason that I record my videos in this space, right? And I'm in a room in my house, okay? And there's a reason that I record these videos here and not anywhere else. Is because it qualifies me for what's called a home office deduction. Yes, talk to your CPA about it, okay? There's a certain amount of square footage in my home that I can use for business, okay? And I can't do that when I'm in my car, but I can do it as if I'm creating content for my blog. I can use it, so I can write that off. Let me go deeper into it, okay? Guess what, guys? This is a MacBook Pro, okay? Content creation, video, images, text, and audio. That's how you create content, okay? So here's my MacBook Pro, right? I'm shooting this video here with my Sony a6300, Rode mic. I got the screen, I have all this stuff. I didn't have any of this stuff, right? But guess what? It is now a business expense. Why? Because I use this stuff to create content for my blog. That's right. Now this stuff is, I can write this stuff off now because it is a business expense. Forget writing the business cards off. Come on, guys. What do business cards cost? $25 for like 500 or 1,000? You're not going to write very much off of that. But this stuff, this is thousands of dollars, okay? The lens on this camera alone costs 2 G's. Business expense. All right. Now, let's talk about the rest of the stuff going into that. You can write off your car depreciation, car maintenance, okay? But let's get back into the home again. As I'm using this to blog, aren't I using internet usage? Yeah, a certain portion of my internet can be written off because I have to use the internet to blog. Hello. Cell phone usage. Yes, when I'm talking on the phone, there's a certain amount of cell phone that I can write off. You know, and that's a tricky one, you know, but there's a certain amount of cell phone usage you can write off when you're talking business, okay? Travel expenses, I just talked to you about that, going out into the city, or if I have to go to Charleston or something like that. I'm always talking about Uber, okay? Because it's a business and I make sure I have some documentation to show it, all right? Electronics, I talked to you about that. Oh, monthly hosting fees. For those of you who've taken advantage of what I'm talking about and you set your blog up, you can write your hosting fees off. Yes, it's part of your business expense, okay? Your web domain, when you bought your www.awesomuberdriver.com, you can write that off. It's a business expense, okay? Conferences, coaching expenses. Some of you have taken me up on my coaching. It is a business expense. Not only did you elevate your IP, but you can write it off. So now you're making more money, but the money you spent to get the information to make the money, you can write it off. It's a business expense. All right? So all of these things that I'm talking to you about today and what I just mentioned to you, it helps you do two things. It helps you distinguish very clearly what is personal and what is business. These two tools right here will help you do that, okay? Gas card, Uber debit card, Mile IQ. Having a blog affords you so much luxury and room to write off deductions, okay? Talk to your CPA. Calvin Hill is not a CPA or bookkeeper, but I'm just giving you guys some information, okay? Hopefully I've helped you out today. Oh, you know what? I want to mention one more thing here that I didn't. Before I go, this is important because some of you don't even know about this, and some of you do, some of you don't. So I'm going to go in here and I'm actually going to record my phone because you need to see this real time. So let's pull up my QuickTime player and let's record my phone real quick, and then I'm going to end this video for you guys, okay? All right, I am recording. There's the cell phone, so let me just click record. All right, now, guys, go into your Uber app, click on ratings, okay? And when you click on ratings, you will see driving rewards, okay? Click on driving rewards, and then you will come up to this page that says manage money and taxes. If you click on manage money and taxes, okay, that's going to bring you to finance, okay, manage money and taxes. So if you click the learn more button, oh, it gets good. Watch this. Filing taxes as a partner, okay? So now you can go in here and I can go in here and I can click on 2016 monthly summary. I actually have, from every month that I've driven, I can download my monthly summary of what I did for Uber. This is great for my CPA. He is loving me right now, okay? Not only that, you go down here, I talked to you guys about H&R Block and TurboTax or Intuit. You can get discounts from Uber because you're a partner. You can get discounts on this software, okay? Now, and for those of you who've been asking me questions about, you know, which is frequently asked questions or FAQs, what they call it, right? Here's some of the basics, man. Somebody's trying to play me and ruzzle it. It's crazy. All right. The basics. Okay, so what tax documents will I receive? What is a 1099K? Some of you never heard of that. This will help you out, okay? But more importantly, down here you see what I was talking to you about. Are there business expenses that are deductible? Now I'm going to read this because this is how important this is. Partners use the Uber platform in many different ways. Okay, and understanding all of the business expenses related to, understanding all of the business related expenses that are deductible may vary by the individual and how they have their business set up. Obviously, I have my business set up right up under my LLC umbrella, and I have it set up to where I'm a blogger with it, right? So what I'm telling you is the stuff that I'm able to write off so much more than someone else who does not have a website and they're just an Uber driver and they're just writing off their mileage and some damn car washes. That's crazy. I don't understand that. All right. Next thing it says, we recommend contacting an independent tax professional for any tax questions you may have, right? I recommend that too. I'm not a CPA, okay? And then it says, as Uber does not provide tax advice, you may also want to check out the tax sites such as Intuit, H&R Block for additional answers related to your taxes. With that being said, guys, I want to let you know the amount of money that you make with Uber. My channel shows you how to make a ton of money as an Uber driver, but this video will help you in keeping that money, okay? You have to be able to file your taxes the right way, and it's different levels to filing taxes. Some people do it pretty good, some people do it all right, some people suck at it, and some people don't do it all and they go to jail, and it's horrible, okay? But hopefully this video has helped you out, and you guys will share this video and watch it a couple times. Also down in here, I want to have the top 10 Uber taxes and information resources. So the stuff that I didn't mention will be down here in my description. If you're watching this video somewhere else, it's going to be at thesimpledriver.com/taxes. For those of you who want a little bit more of a tax shelter by learning how to make your own Uber website, the link is in the description, or you can go directly to www.thesimpledriver.com/Uber website. Peace.